Imagine a world where total climate breakdown is no longer a distant possibility, but an inevitable reality. Envision the deep blue of our oceans turning into a murky green as the marine biosphere collapses under the strain of acidification. Picture vast tracts of the dense rainforests, the lungs of our planet, being reduced to barren wastelands due to uncontrolled deforestation. Visualize mountains, once proud with their snow-capped peaks, standing forlorn and barren as the once eternal glaciers melt away. Imagine the desolate in the forest where birds and insects once sung a harmonious symphony of life. The once vibrant green landscapes transformed into arid deserts, the fertile soil turning into sand as the life-giving fresh water evaporates under the merciless sun. Consider a world where the gentle murmur of brooks is replaced by the harsh sound of cracking earth, where the refreshing scent of rain is substituted with the oppressive stench of decay. Think of a world where the blooms of spring are no longer met with the songs of birds, but with the eerie silence of a world devoid of life. In such a world, a renowned climate scientist declares, "It is already a different world out there. Soon it will be unrecognizable to every one of us." This scientist is none other than the British climatologist Bill Maguire, a scholar who has dedicated his life to studying the Earth, its climate, and the catastrophic changes that could befall us. His words are not mere speculation, but a stark warning built on decades of research and countless models predicting our planet's climate trajectory. His recent book, Hothouse Earth: An Inhabitant's Guide, rings like an alarm bell in the night, warning us of the approaching danger. It is not sci-fi speculation, but a haunting possibility. His insights and predictions, based on years of rigorous study and data analysis, are a chilling reminder of what our world might become if we continue on our current path. This is not a scene from a dystopian novel, but the chilling prediction made by UK climate scientist Bill Maguire in his recent book, Hothouse Earth: An Inhabitant's Guide. As we move backward in time, we find ourselves in the sun-drenched, sweltering summer of 2022. An unforgettable season that was marked not by the joy of sunny beach days, but by record-breaking heat waves that swept across continents. From the arid deserts of Africa to the populated cities of North America, the onslaught of heat was relentless and unforgiving, sparking discomfort, panic, and a deepening dread. A season that was eclipsed by a fiery sun, leaving in its wake a parched and cracked earth crying out for relief. Simultaneously, lethal flooding wreaked havoc in parts of the world. Torrential rains transformed streets into murky rivers, destroying homes and uprooting lives. The forceful, indiscriminate flow of water took with it not just physical possessions, but also the assurances of security and stability that had once been taken for granted. This was not the life-giving rain we depended on, but a monstrous deluge that displayed no mercy in its destructive path. These extreme weather events, a dramatic ballet of fire and water, were not mere anomalies or random acts of a capricious nature. They were not unfortunate incidents isolated from each other in time and space. Instead, they were interconnected pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, each piece fitting seamlessly into the other to reveal an alarming bigger picture. They were glaring evidence of the climate crisis that's upon us, a crisis that has been gradually intensifying, creeping up on us with a stealth that's as terrifying as it is deceptive. The climate scientist Maguire sends out a stark warning to all of us. He cautions us about the futility of our current climate action, of action he terms climate appeasement. According to him, our efforts to mitigate the crisis are tantamount to surrendering to it, to simply pacifying the raging beast instead of taming it. Maguire insists that such a path is a dangerous one, leading us inevitably towards a precipice from which there may be no return. Instead of this misguided appeasement, Maguire strongly urges us to adopt a different course. He prompts us to adapt to the hothouse world that lies ahead, a new reality that we must not only brace ourselves for, but also actively shape. Our survival depends on it. He advocates for direct action, such as blocking oil refineries to prevent further deterioration. Fast rewind to March of the same year, and we find ourselves in the midst of a global energy crisis. This crisis wasn't a sudden surprise, but a gradually intensifying situation that was slowly but surely creeping into every economy worldwide. The situation was triggered by a multitude of factors, chief among them being geopolitical tensions, economic vulnerabilities, and environmental concerns. The linchpin of this energy crisis was the Secretary General Mohamed Barkindo. Barkindo, a seasoned industry veteran with a rich wealth of experience, was leading the organization through this tumultuous period, navigating the choppy waters of international diplomacy and oil politics. He candidly stated that there are no alternative sources that could replace the millions of barrels of oil that Russia exports daily. This statement was met with a mixed response. While some experts agreed with his sentiment, others argued for the urgent need to explore and invest in renewable energy sources. The crisis was further complicated by the escalating tensions between Russia and Ukraine. The US, along with its allies, were strongly considering imposing a ban on imports of Russian oil. Such drastic measures were seen as a way to exert pressure on Russia, but it also had the potential to destabilize the global energy market. The world was now on the brink of an energy catastrophe. The potential fallout from this crisis was immense, and experts were already sounding the alarm. They predicted that we could see a surge in oil prices, an outcome that would have a devastating impact on struggling economies. The ripple effects of such a price hike could lead to inflation, job losses, and a decrease in consumer spending. But the potential consequences didn't stop there. The crisis threatened to push the world into a global recession. Economic growth could stagnate, unemployment rates could soar, and poverty levels could rise dramatically. Furthermore, there was also the looming threat of a stock market crash. The stock market is intricately linked to the oil industry, and a fall in oil prices could send shockwaves through the global financial system. With the US considering banning imports of Russian oil due to the war in Ukraine, the world teetered on the brink of an energy catastrophe with potential consequences ranging from skyrocketing oil prices to a global recession or even a stock market crash. Finally, let us turn our attention to December 2022, where amidst the ongoing pandemic, the world witnessed a rather unusual event. In the heart of Europe, nestled in the culturally rich country of Belgium, an event of considerable significance occurred. The event was a pandemic preparedness exercise, not a routine one, but one that was aptly titled Catastrophic Contagion. This carefully orchestrated simulation was a unique collaboration between several global leaders in health. The Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, a pioneering institution renowned for its groundbreaking research in global health, took a central role in organizing this exercise. The World Health Organization, WHO, a specialized of the United Nations responsible for international public health, also played a crucial part in bringing this exercise to fruition. Adding to this esteemed roster of organizers was the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, a philanthropic organization dedicated to enhancing healthcare and reducing poverty worldwide. The catastrophic contagion was not a mere tabletop game. It was a simulation of emergency health advisory board meetings. The exercise aimed to provide hands-on experience and training on how to address a fictional infectious disease, amidst a world already grappling with a real pandemic. The simulation offered a challenge to participants as it involved a hypothetical disease, which could be far more dangerous than the existing pathogens. This was not an event designed to predict the future or to inspire fear. Nonetheless, it served as an alarm, a wake-up call to the scientific community and policymakers about the potential for another global health crisis. The simulation was a reminder of the importance of preparedness, of constant vigilance in the face of new and unknown threats. While this exercise was purely educational and not predictive of a real outbreak, it served as a stark reminder of our vulnerability in the face of potential global health crises. In summary, these events, ranging from the impending climate breakdown, the looming energy crisis, to the ever-present threat of global pandemics, underscore the urgency of addressing these catastrophic challenges. The time to act is not in the distant future, but now. The survival of humanity depends on our ability to adapt, innovate, and most importantly, to take decisive action. As we navigate through these turbulent times, it is crucial that we remember the future of our world is in our hands.